Well, greetings again. This is Dr. Bill Wyatt with the American Orthodontic Society, and I'm going to talk this morning about cysts. And we'll just show a case in a young person that has a cyst and where it pushed the teeth away. Now, I worked in Africa for about 3 years when I was a lot younger, in back to 61 to 64. We were there 3 years, my wife and I, and 3 children. And we had several hospitals with this Christian group I was with. And they sent a young man in to me one time that had his jawbone looked as big as my arm right here. I mean, it just looked like a massive jawbone. And he had a hole in it down here under the chin right there, about the size of my finger, I guess, a middle finger, something like that. And I had a little light there that I could stick up in that hole and look around. And the teeth looked like these things hanging down in a cave, stalactites or stalagmites, whatever, the ones that hang down. The jaw was just a total cyst, and all the teeth were hanging down in there. And I really wanted to treat that young man and put some gauze in there and just keep putting it in there until the thing would shrink down again, just to see if that could use those teeth and everything. But the good young man couldn't speak any English, or none of the native languages that none of the boys working in the clinic knew, and he never came back again, and I regretted that. But I had another young man in part of Africa, a different part of the policeman, had a cyst in his jaw right down here, about the size of a hen egg. I mean, it was a small hen egg, but it was right in here in his jaw. And I opened that up. It was a follicular cyst. That's that bag around one of the cuspids. It formed a cyst finally, and it swelled out and got that big. And I kept putting gauze in that and having him back every week or so and changing it. And that cyst just shrunk up to nothing. Everything, we brought that tooth into place that was pushed out of there with the cyst. Now I want to show you a young lady who had a cyst, and I call this a slow method, where you put the gauze, keep it open for several months sometimes before they'll completely go away. I'm going to have to put my little deal on. Now here's a young lady that's going to look perfectly normal here. Everything okay. Smiles, got a big lot of gummy smile to it. And she's got a cyst that I think came about by a stainless steel crown they put over a tooth and think they treated the nerve on it or something, but it formed a cyst up here and pushed this cuspid way back up. I'll show that on the x-rays in a little bit. Of course, we have some other problems with it, but the cyst came up in this area right here. Now we're crowded out down here, so I think we took some teeth out on them, sure. All right, we lined the teeth up and everything, working on the cyst, and I'll go through that real quick. Now this is 6-year molars, I think, back to the back, so we've eliminated some teeth. All right, you got the cuspids coming in like this. It's a very crowded case and everything. And now, here was this crown that somebody put on there, and they thought they did a root canal. I'm going to hold this and have it stop. Sorry for that interference, but anyway, this is the tooth that actually caused a cyst. They put a stainless steel crown over did. They did a root canal, but it didn't take, and it must have been infected to start with. And anyway, the cyst formed from that follicle around here, and watch what it does to these teeth right here. Now this is January 21, 91, right there. And we'll watch that cyst develop. And they came in and took a picture. We luckily had a panoramics of the area, and here it is, and that was 91. Here the thing is in 93, 2 years later. That's the same tooth right here, and it pushed the bicuspid sideways and pushed this cuspid way up in here. Now look at what this cyst did and what we're going to have to do. And we had to go in and we made a little deal to jump these teeth over in place, and we're going to take out the bicuspids. I think we took that one out too, and we'll get this cyst to come down in place. We took out the first bicuspids and the deciduous teeth all the way around. Now, let's show it. That's 93. Here's 94. We took those teeth out, and we kept this thing open. Watch that tooth come from up here, and let's just go back and look for that tooth. There's where it started. There's where it pushed way up like that. Then we took this out and we kept this open, and the cyst moved down that way. Now let's go another. It's 94. Now that tooth is turned down and it's headed right straight into place. And that's what you can do. This is what we call slow movement of the cyst. And now the 6-year molars are here, the 12-year molars are forming back here. I don't see anything else developing at this point. And this is covered up on the date there, but it's later on. And now we've got this tooth going out of place. It's not eating this tooth away here, so we'll get that out. And here's the cyst. This is showing it moved down. We took this out, got it out of the way. We held the gap open. Now we put a deal in here, holding it. We put something pushing this tooth out. And that tooth just went right down into the whole place. So that's the way we do it. The slow way is much, much better. And if you send them to an oral surgeon, a lot of times the tooth that pushes way out of the way, they'll extract that tooth, unless you tell them not to. All right, here are the tooth that's coming in, the baby teeth. They eat away everything except the enamel on the tooth. It doesn't touch it. All right, here's the and here's what it looks like. We push those teeth in and torque them out. And that's dealing with the slow method of doing a cyst. Now we're going to come in with another video here, and I'll show you the fast way that we send it to an oral surgeon. I think that's the end of this deal. So I will close out and say I hope you learned something about cysts. And this is the American Orthodontic Society and the Straight Wise courses that we're teaching. So thanks for watching, and I will close up now.